Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you. In this video, we are going to discuss about planning process. In previous videos, we have completed meaning of planning, feature, importance, right? If you want to watch those videos, you can watch. The link is in description. And let us start with the planning process. The first process is setting objectives. Obviously, yes, if there is no goal or aim, there is no use of planning, right? Let us see the points. So setting objective, the first point is every organization must have certain objectives, right? If you have objective or goal, then only you need a plan, right? Otherwise you don't need a plan, right? Objectives may be set for the entire organization, department, or units within the organization, right? Objectives or goals must be decided in advance. Obviously, yes, those objectives are set for the whole organization. It may be department, it may be units, right? Each and every individual in the organization must work towards the goal, right? For example, let us take the example. What is the objective? Objective may be to increase the sales or increase the profit, or it may be to reach a larger audience, or it may be to create a brand, right? These may be the objectives of an organization. Let us see the second process. So after setting objectives, yes, we have a goal, right? So after that, we need to develop premises. What do you mean by premises? Premises are the assumptions. Premises are assumptions. So we need to, or the managers need to have certain assumptions, like in the future the product may be in demand, this product might be in demand or not in demand, or the tax rate may increase or inflation may increase. These types of assumptions must for the managers. So let us see the points. Planning is futuristic, you know it already. Planning is futuristic activity, right? So managers is required to make certain assumptions. They must have certain assumptions while planning, right? Assumptions are the base material upon which plans are to be drawn. So by those assumptions, by those assumptions, we are going to make plans. Like in the next year, the prices of this product going to be increased, or demand of this product going to be increased, or new technology is going to be introduced in the market. So like this, assumptions are going to help to make a stronger plan, right? Assumptions are wise, okay. The fourth point, right, must be same for all. The same assumptions must be taken or must be there for each and every individual in the organization. The same assumption, if you have an assumption like in the next year the product price or product demand is going to increase, then the same assumption must be there for each and every individual in the organization. For example, assumptions like demand for a product, policy change, interest rate may vary, or price of the goods may vary, or tax rates may vary, increase or decrease. This is your second process. Let us see the third process. So the third process of planning is identifying alternative course of action. So while we are planning, we might get so many alternatives, right? So we need to analyze those things, identify those things, right? Let us see the first point. There may be many ways to act to achieve the objectives. there will sorry there may be n number of alternatives. Likewise, there may be n number of suppliers, right, in the market. So we need to decide from whom we need to purchase. So who is giving raw materials in a lower price and in a best quality, that must be evaluated and choose, right. All the alternatives should be identified. Whatever the alternatives are there, how many possibilities are there to achieve the objectives of the organization, that must be identified, right. The fourth one, evaluating alternative courses. Evaluating means analyzing, right. So we need to analyze the alternative. Is there any pros, is there any cons, which means advantage and disadvantage of an alternatives, right. Weigh the pros and cons of each alternatives, that is advantage and disadvantage of a organization. We should choose an alternative which has more advantage and less disadvantages, correct. So the next point is positive and negative aspect of each proposal need to be evaluated. So each and every alternative will have a positive and a negative impact on the business, that must be evaluated, that is analyzed, right. The next point is alternatives are evaluated in the light of their feasibility and consequences, right. Let us say in one alternative we have 4 positives and 2 negatives, right. In another alternative way we have 5 positives and 1 negative. So which one we will choose? The second one, right. That's the point. Next one, fifth one is selecting an alternative. Selecting an alternative which is more beneficial, right. Let us see the example. In the first alternative, the cost incur is 1 lakh and profit 1,50,000 and risk might be 30%, which means 70% success rate. Second example is cost will be 1,20,000 and the profit will be 2 lakh, 40% risk, which is 60% success rate, correct. The third alternative is cost will be 1,10,000 and the profit will be 1,80,000 and the risk factor is 20%, which means 80% may get success. So which one you will choose, whether higher profit or lower risk? If you ask me, I would go for this plan because cost is also reducing, profit also maximized and risk also less. Like this, the managers needs to select an alternative. Let us see the sixth process. So let us see the sixth one, implementing the plan. After each and everything, right, setting objectives, analyzing those objectives, right, after these things we need to implement those plan, correct. So which means doing what is required for the plan, right. So let us take an example. If there is a plan to increase the production, right, so what we need to do? So we need to hire more employees, right. We need new machineries and organize employees, which means assigning duties or tasks as per their profile, and purchase raw material. If there is any raw material required, we need to purchase those raw materials also, right. Like this we will implement the plan. By implementing only nothing is going to happen, right. We need to supervise those plans or those activities which are in process, right. That is follow up action. We need to supervise the activities to see whether plans are being implemented and activities are performed according to schedule. Whatever we have made a plan, right? So that is schedule. As per that plan, are we working or not? That must be supervised, right? Is also part of the planning. This activity is the main part of the planning, if you ask me. I can say that, right? So this completes your process of planning. And one more thing is, you need to write these process in sequence, in order. Then only you can get marks. You cannot write here and there. You cannot write first point in last point, last point in first point, or exchange the points. No way. You should write in a sequence. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, share it, and if you have any doubts, you can ask through Instagram. The link is in description. If you want to watch previous videos, the link is in description. You can watch. We'll meet in the next video. Until then, bye and take care.